Hey everybody, I'm Pete,
And I'm Chris,
and this is the Art Take Video Edition.
video edition. We're talking about photography on episode 4 of our podcast, The Art Take. And we thought that we would do like some supplemental visual accompaniment to the episode. So this is our second part of our photography visual episode. And we're talking about contact sheets.
Contact sheets. All right, so a contact sheet. If you shoot film, it's all of the collection of the photos that you shot on one roll, like that, printed onto a positive paper. So those are the negatives, and then you shine light on it onto a paper, and it creates a contact sheet. Essentially, what we're going to show you. We've digitized them just so we can discuss them via internet.
Yeah. Here's one it's kind of framed up. Ignore that. But as you can see, it's sort of all of the frames in a roll, all on one piece of paper.
So,
but let's dive into your contact sheet.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's really nice to look at each shot and sort of, figure out which I like best and which I'll put on my website or which I'll, I'm not even sure she has seen all these photos.
And like looking at contact sheets is kind of like an opportunity for like being critical or like a learning experience. So that's definitely something that I do a lot when I look at my contact sheets or just like my photos in general.
Yeah, I could tell with this one, with this photo session, I had a lot of distractions. Like the conversation and the hang was really great. And I felt comfortable in the session, and I think she felt comfortable in the session too. But in these photos up here, there were like people watching us.
Oh yeah.
And it was kind of like, it's kind of a bummer. And she did a great job, given this like the situation of like people watching her and stuff like that.
One of the first things you look at with a contact sheet is kind of like which are the ones that kind of stick out to you the most, or which ones are quote unquote keepers. Yeah. So do you have any that are either of those where they like kind of stick out?
Right off the bat, I knew I was gonna use this one. I was gonna use this one and try to get that out. Yeah. And I was gonna use this one too. Here, like these two, and maybe some of these two, I wasn't so into.
Gotcha.
Right off the bat, and this one as well. I didn't really like.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think it was because and I don't even think I have this one fully scanned, but it was this that bothered me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I liked that I cut at the shins here. A lot of contact sheets, if you review some famous contact sheets, when you look at them, like they'll use like the non-acid chalk, and they'll like just do this.
Yeah, they'll crop it like the crop that they want.
They'll just like highlight the crop that they want. Like
exactly.
Maybe they just want to use this area instead of the whole negative.
Yeah.
Every single one of my photo sessions is mostly because I'm looking. I look forward to meeting new people and making friends. And we had met and we'd worked together a couple times at my old job, and I was like, hey, we should do a photo session, because she was into acting and stuff like that, and I just, anybody that does art, I'm like, let's be friends. Nice. So that was sort of the point of this photo session, and I also wanted to use it for my website and everything like that as well.
Yeah. And practice.
Yeah, it's always just like getting better and getting better and getting better. So it's like that's where these contact sheets really help out, because as soon as I look at this contact sheet, I focus first on the pose, and then second maybe on distractions, and then third exposure, because like exposure could be dealt with in many ways digitally now, especially with color.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one a whole lot. I think that one might be my favorite so far. Nice.
So not too much of a tilt on it, but no, it's good.
A little bit.
So this is what I was talking about. Like this is one of my favorites. But this.
Yeah, it's hard.
I didn't see that when I scouted out the area. I didn't see that. You know?
Oh, gotcha. Maybe they put it up in between.
Yeah, they're like, this dude's gonna take photos.
Yeah. Let's ruin some photo ops.
Yeah. All right, Chris.
Nice. Thanks for sharing. That was sick.
Thanks.
Here it is. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is from a trip to San Francisco in November 2018. And if you remember like the campfires during that time, that's basically when it was. Something that is important to note is that I exposed this roll at 400, it was HP5, and that's the box speed, but I mislabeled it and thought I shot it at 1600, so I overdeveloped everything. I kind of like the effect. There's a lot of grain everywhere. This was us walking up, and there was like a couple there, and this is the first of the roll shot because there's a little bit of where the light peeked through on the film itself. And then if you look through, if we take like a quick look through, this is kind of like the bathhouse right here. I took a few pictures as we were walking. This is like the beach and the rock formations on the water, some other tourists. I think these are my friends, and there's some birds up here. This is facing away from the bathhouse towards like maybe the south, towards like the opposite direction of this, basically. That's my friend Luke. I think he went down some stairs here. We'll see in the frames because I have them all lined up. This is my friend Sam. They're my friends again. There was some sort of like wedding or ceremony going on, and this is a frame I really like. After we saw that, we kind of went down into here, and that's what this is. And when I zoom in on the individual frames, I'll like point it out because this is right in there.
Wow. Okay.
And then these are like kind of like the rock formations we saw up here. And I took some more pictures. We were like, this is like these steps right here, or this like bridge is right there. And then we kind of walked some more, and then through like a cave formation. And this is kind of like the same view as that, but lower, like underneath the cliffside. And then we left, had some lunch, and then went to the museum. And this right here is kind of like, I took more frames than 36, and so there's some frames overlaid here.
Another benefit to having contact sheets for photography is looking back at it, like you can relive the whole story. But for people sort of studying contact sheets, it's nice to see you taking the same photo from different angles up here, or down here you're like actually in it now, and it's nice to see that type of
thing. And this gives like, this is the bathhouse itself.
And
as you can see, like there's so much grain everywhere.
That's because of the develop at 1600.
Yeah. Which, you know, shit happens. And this is just more, these are the rock formations, some fellow tourists, and there's some birds up in here. I always relish the chance to take pictures of birds. That's my friend Luke, out of focus. Oh, I think I was focusing on the birds, which you can barely see. And that's like a climbing down from another angle. Oh, this is
cool.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. Yeah, like there's a strong center image, and he's kind of framed by like the people. Okay, and this one is my favorite, and this is just a straight scan. At the end of the roll, I have like a scan of a print, which is pretty cool, where it's like kind of more moody. What's good about like overexposing or like overdeveloping is that you get a lot of shadow detail. So like this right here is like in shadow and pretty dark, but you get like so much of that texture there.
Yeah, even on the bird.
And this is the final print.
Nice.
So I definitely made it a mood and kind of like took out all that shadow detail that I was talking about. Yeah, and that was my contact sheet of my one roll from my trip to San Francisco. I can go all the way back really quick. Give people seizures. Just kidding. And we're back.
That's great.
Yeah.